Hello, we are here for one more lesson of this SprutCAM training course. The topic for today it is called FBM or feature-based machining. A manufacturing feature is a component of a part that can be manufactured with a standard machining process. Examples of these features can be holes, pockets, slots, grooves, chamfers, so a lot of different type of geometry. The idea it is to create a set of operations that will recognize these types of features. For example, in one hole, we can define every time you found a 16 millimeter diameter hole, you will have a set of operations, for example, spot drilling, a small drill, then a bigger drill, and a reamer, whatever. So it will create a set of these operations with defined parameters, which will give you some work when we start and when we define this for the first time. But then after that, each time we found a feature like that, it's automatic. It will create all the operations and all the cycles needed to machine that particular feature. So I would like to show you basically the concept. I've opened a very small model, and the basic one, it's basic solid with 3 holes. The biggest one a 20 mil diameter, the middle one a 16, and the 12 mil diameter. The idea it is to create a new operation which we have inside new operation, machining. This is grouped, as you know already, roughing operations, finishing operations, and so on. And we have one called FBM mill, or feature-based machining. So when we choose the operation, the first thing that happens, it is a check by SprutCAM of the model we have. And the system will try to find features, okay? In this particular model, it found 3 features, or 3 holes, as you can see, 12, 16, and 20, with the length that the solid has, because it's all of these are through holes. And another important and interesting stuff, it is the possibility of building this by the top or the bottom. So this is also important information. Now what we can do, it is to choose one of these features and add it to a defined operation. For example, this 16 done from the top, so has an operation, new machining sequence. We can choose something, for example, drilling 16, okay? It has some parameters defined. I'm using the standard one, so a set of things. And when it is done, basically run, and the operation, with this was not what I'd like to do, okay? And basically the operation, as you can see, it is calculated, okay? This is what it is the purpose on a very simple toolpath, in this case a cycle of drilling a hole. And we can define this kind of idea or concept to all of those geometrical features, like I said, the pockets and so on, and to have this interesting possibility to do a hole like this from one side or the other side. I've used a standard operation, but the idea, when we go in this dialog box, let's try to do another one. For example, okay, this one. We can create a new machining sequence, so we can edit, and we get this dialog box where we have a lot of cycles, This is grouped by folders, so system, all users, personal history, which will show us what we used in the previous uses. For example, personal, we can define a new one, so we can generate a new one. We can call it something, okay, catsoft. We can then we can create a feature type, so I can say that, for example, it's a hole, tap or angle or not. Tools, I can say two tools, and if I say two tools, then I have to define tool 1 and tool 2. So on the diameter that it is to be done, on the length, if necessary, or all lengths, the identification on the tool library, etc. Tool number 2, so I can say, oh, I want another type of tool. In this particular case, I don't want. Let us say to be more or less coherent with this. So drill. In this one, I can choose also a drill, and let me try. Oh, sorry, drill. Okay, I can say in this particular one a 16 mil drill, length any, defined library 2. And I can make also a set of operations. So one operation. Number 1, it can be from semi-finishing or other thing, or roughing, or whatever we want. We can choose the cycle, what it is. It's a simple drilling, and then we go down and down and down and define all the stuff. Okay. All the necessary stuff, the spindles, the feeds, and so on. So this is okay. Still some missing operations, but just to show you the necessary steps to create this machining sequence. So this is the concept to create something with FBM capability. I think these small ideas will give you some space for you to check, to analyze, and to test. So anyway, if you need any type of help when you try to deal with this, let us know. We will give you all the necessary support.